as part of its efforts to improve service delivery and build a more motivated workforce. The command demonstrated this commitment on Tuesday, August 11, 2026, when it organized a leadership seminar for senior officers, while also recognizing 2 officers for outstanding performance and dedication to duty. Held at the PTML Command Conference Hall, the seminar brought together officers from the rank of Chief Superintendent of Customs to Deputy Controller of Customs for practical sessions on strategic leadership, communication, decision-making, conflict management, and ethical conduct. Declaring the program open, the Acting Area Controller, Deputy Controller Nura Ibrahim Miko, said effective leadership remains essential to the successful delivery of the services, responsibilities, particularly revenue generation, trade facilitation, and the suppression of smuggling. Miko said the initiative was in line with the vision of the Controller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, to develop a more efficient, professional, and service-oriented workforce. He also linked the seminar to the command's wider efforts to improve the welfare and productivity of its personnel, including the recently introduced work-life balance initiative. Taking the first session, Miko spoke on leadership and followership, building a culture of collaboration and excellence. He urged participants to look beyond their individual responsibilities and understand the importance of cooperation, accountability, and shared purpose in achieving institutional goals. He challenged the officers to take the lessons from the seminar back to their respective units and translate them into practical improvements in the way they work and serve members of the trading community. I mean, for those who do not know Miko, Miko has grown through the ranks, and he's one highly...
That's the acting controller, CAC of PTML
He's
Command.
Very dedicated, very passionate about, his duties as a core custom officer. And I can tell you, PTML got the best in terms of a man who has a vision, a man who believes in staff motivation, a man who believes in ensuring that other than generating revenue, he ensures that there is a good collaborative relationship with other sister agencies as well as stakeholders. So it's a good one. Let us continue to improve on the life of those who work for us and improve on their mental health as well.
Yeah, acting CAC Nura Miko has this good record of performance at the Apapa Command, where he was moved to PTML, elevated to the position of Customs Area Controller. And I think he's hit the ground running, of course, borrowing from the body language of the head honcho himself, the man in charge of the customs, the CGC. And, you can't, when you see someone who's performing in action, you will, of course, be encouraged to borrow a leaf from him and then do the same thing. When we talk about the Nigerian Customs Service in terms of they are carrying out of their regular mandates of the protection of national economy, trade facilitation, and revenue generation. It's some people may think that probably we are biased in their favor and against other government agencies, but when people do their work, you commend it, and when they don't, of course, you give them the whip, and that's what we do here. So trying to regenerate the system, by way of training the personnel is the way to go. Getting them to be improved. I mean, improving their knowledge of the core duty that they perform, and of course, their general lives as human beings in order to be better all round. It's a good one. We're giving thumbs up for this, and the Nigerian Customs Service will continue along this trajectory of training their personnel, innovation, collaboration, consolidation, in order to do their jobs better. Ogun 1 Command confiscates parcels of Ghana Loud. Record multiple seizures with DPV of over 3.5 billion naira. The Ogun 1 Area Command of the Nigeria Customs Service has intercepted 6,035 parcels of Ghana Loud, sativa indica, and other prohibited items with a total duty paid value of 3,574,435,248 naira 8 kobo. The acting customs area controller of the command, Deputy Controller Oladapo Afeni, stated that the command's ongoing relentless campaign against smuggling is yielding results. He said that the handover is in line with standard operating procedures and legal framework for further investigation. According to DC Afeni, he said there are not just numbers, but are millions of doses of devastation that would have otherwise flooded communities, fueled violent crime, and ruined the lives of the youth. The controller said that smuggling of cannabis and dangerous variants like Ghana Loud and Colorado to the young demographics could destabilize schools and local communities. Afeni said that from January to date, the command under his watch handed over 32,412 parcels of hard drugs and 92 sacks of raw cannabis sativa to NDLA Idiroko Special Command. He emphasized that the fight against drug smuggling is a collective responsibility and reiterated the command's commitment to remain resolute in securing borders and safeguarding the nation's future. Francis, here we go again. The daily occurrence of drug seizure within the Nigerian nation. And you see, although part of this is an abridged version of what the CAC, the acting CAC, Oladapo Afeni said about the capture of or the seizure or the parading of the drugs and everything. I think there is something we need to do much better than in order to enforce the laws and then put a deterrent or have deterrence to this issue of drug importation, hard drug importation and disbursement to the populace, because it's becoming an everyday thing. I'm so much alarmed, and these are just the ones that we are discovering. Imagine if these things that we are reading almost every time we come, every time we come to this show, we must read out a press briefing about drugs that have been seized from all nooks and crannies of this country. This is ridiculous. Something urgent needs to be done. Maybe we need to declare a state of emergency on issues like this, because the population, the public health has been decimated here. We see it in what happens in the streets. We see the effect everywhere. So, as we are saying this, we also keep commending the collaboration between the sister agencies, the Nigerian Customs Service, the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, the National Agency for Drugs, Food and Food Control, and that's NAFDAC, and the rest of them who put their heads together in order to get all these illicit items taken away from circulating to the public.
Daily, do you know why I'm laughing?
Yeah, because of your stand on.
I'm laughing because gradually shit is hitting the roof. Gradually, everybody's beginning to realize that it's getting out of hand. It's no longer something we could go back and sleep and hope for the best. It's no longer an issue of we say, God help us.
No. All hands must be on deck.
Yes, it's becoming a menace. And it's something that decisive step need to be taken to curb it. Because you'll be shocked in the last 3 days, I've spoken to more than 5-6 youths that are hooked to these drugs. So it's becoming alarming. It's getting out of hand. And
Do you know, sorry, Francis, do you know that this is Ogun 1? That's Idiroko.
yes,
I also covered the one that happened in Seme in the
but
course of the week.
we'll get that. We'll get to that.
So a whole lot everywhere and almost every day.
Yes.
And thousands upon thousands of parcels of these drugs are being seized.
We're talking about the ones that are seized, but how about the ones that are...
That is what I'm saying.
So we need to... for me, like I said, it's just a matter of ensuring that those who bring them in are taken out once and for all. All right, so we move on. I'll still be laughing. SEREC urges reforms, not abandonment of National Single Window. The Sea Empowerment and Research Center, SEREC, has responded to commentaries questioning the National Single Window, dual clearing, and parallel manual interventions at Nigerian ports. SEREC made the position known in a statement signed and made available to newsmen on Thursday in Lagos. The statement said constructive criticisms and independent scrutiny were necessary for any major national reform to succeed and deliver results. It urged distinction between genuine implementation gaps and sweeping conclusions that misrepresent the National Single Window architecture and statutory responsibilities. The center described the National Single Window as a necessary and strategic reform for Nigeria's trade facilitation and global competitiveness. It noted that Phase 1 challenges did not prove the policy was defective, but showed areas needing refinement and correction. SEREC said the focus should be evidence-based, diagnosis, integration, and progressive optimization, not uncritical celebration or outright rejection. The center condemned arbitrary interference with cargo, but warned against prohibiting lawful examinations in the name of facilitation. Julie, I remember when this whole issue of National Single Window was mooted. You know, it wasn't too distant a time when we were talking about the Bidogu system.
Yeah,
And
last year.
yes, and I asked a very critical question then. I said, can't we improve on the Bidogu to achieve what we want to achieve with the National Single Window? Because if you look at it, they seem to be doing the same thing.
Exactly.
You know, but then, I mean, government have their ways of running after their policies and what they want to achieve. And then I also remember I asked, I'm sure we were together in that workshop when I said, I said, what is the legal framework for this policy?
On which the National Single Window stands?
Yes. You know, I remember I said that if there is none, it means that any government that
can
comes
come in
just,
tomorrow.
you know.
And,
So I'm happy that SEREC is raising the same issue, and I'm hoping that those responsible would, sit back, think about it, and begin to find solution to ensuring that it's not just one of those government policies that die out with the administration that started them.
Yeah, Francis, I need to correct something. The Bodogu, that's a unified customs management system, popularly known as Bodogu, and the National Single Window. Actually, there are two different entities, and the Bodogu is the customs owned or customs version, limited to the Nigerian Customs Service for the goods clearing processes and everything. Yes, you said it should have. You suggested that the National Single Window shouldn't have been because Bodogu is there. You know what the public should understand is that the National Single Window is like a broader or wider version of the Bodogu. The Bodogu is supposed to be also be part of the National Single Window. What they should have done is to, broaden the scope of the Bodogu in order to, include other agencies, because of course that's what the National Single Window does. Bodogu over time has proven to be more effective to have overcome the challenges that initially it faced because of testing new ideas and new technologies. But the National Single Window seemed to have this is about since March, ending of March, May, June, July, August. It's about 4 months now. They are still talking about a whole lot of issues that have bedeviled it. There needs to be, I think, the people at the National Single Window need to step back a bit, take a look at the whole process, and then do a proper analysis of it, and then see how they can, rejig it in order to become more efficient. Because now, they are still in the phase one, and in a couple of probably weeks or maybe a month or two, they'll be going into the phase two aspect of it. And phase one is still not yet devoid of all the problems.
Well, so, okay. Well, when you say Bidogu is just for Nigerian customs, the interface is the same. That's my argument.
Yeah. Okay. The interface is the same.
Yeah,
so
sure. For me, it would have just been an issue of saying, okay,
we broaden it.
Yes, broaden the Bidogu when you achieve the same thing. But then let's see how they manage it, and then let's see how it goes.
Okay. Apapa Customs raises the bar with records historic 323 billion naira revenue in July 2026. Comptroller Shoba credits reforms forex stability. The Nigerian Customs Service Apapa Area Command has posted an unprecedented revenue collection of 323 billion in July 2026, the highest monthly figure ever recorded by the command. The landmark performance further underscores the strong results achieved under the leadership of Controller Emmanuel Oshoba, who earlier guided the command to another record of 304 billion naira in October 2025. Controller Oshoba made the disclosure during the monthly meeting with the Deputy Controllers of Terminals and Unit Heads held on Tuesday, 11th August 2026. He attributed the record collection to the combined impact of policy support, operational reforms, and improved compliance across the command. The Customs Area Controller especially commended the Comptroller General of Customs, Bashir Adewale Adeniyi, and the Service Management Team for their commitment to the ongoing modernization of the Nigerian Customs Service. We recognize and acknowledge the CGC's devotion and dedication to the modernization project of the Nigerian Customs Service. The management team has introduced several innovations that have streamlined our activities and given us clear direction, he said. Controller Shoba noted that the reforms are already delivering measurable results. He highlighted the improved performance of the Bidogu system, which had earlier faced challenges that has since been enhanced and is now producing strong outcomes. He also commended the One-Stop Shop OSS initiative for accelerating cargo delivery time and creating a more predictable business environment that encourages legitimate importation. While commending officers of the command and the compliant stakeholders for the feat of increased revenue collection, the area controller advised them to see the achievement as a stepping stone to further breakthroughs to be achieved as the year 2026 winds down. The Premier Port, the commander at the Premier Port is waxing stronger by the day. The Apapa Area Command showing leadership in all its operations. Over 323 billion naira generated in July 2026. That's a record. Comptroller Emmanuel Oshoba is also one of those area controllers that have, properly keyed into the policies of the CGC, and he's showing very good. His performance is showing very good results, impressive results, and it has not really relented in any way. Breaking records, daily record that his predecessor set, the monthly record that his predecessor, he has continued along that trajectory, and so it's a very good one. The place where I would, like you always have also suggested for the Nigerian Customs Service, where I want them to improve a bit is in the area of their do I see the relationship with the stakeholders now, or maybe putting them in the scheme of things when it comes to training? Because like we have said on this program, you can't have a well-educated, a well-trained Nigerian Customs Service and have a less trained, less maybe knowledgeable stakeholders who you are supposed to interface with, do the work with. It will not make for efficiency. So I would like there to be a better kind of training processes and schedule for stakeholders from the Nigerian Customs Service.
Well, I think the Customs Service generally, everybody that has been given responsibility by the CG, they have one thing going for them, and that is stakeholders engagement. Yeah, they're trying. They're doing so well.
The engagement is different from
I'm coming.
training.
Yeah, but when you talk about training, you know that there is this the body that is in charge of
CRFFN.
Yes.
Yes, yeah.
So I think
basic duty, of course.
I think it's their basic duty to train and retrain freight forwarders.
But you also know the handicaps being suffered by the CRFFN.
Well, see, whatever the handicap is, they can relate more with customs to be able to achieve this training we're talking about. You don't expect customs to abandon their core responsibility of facilitating trade, generating revenue,
and protecting the national
economy. And begin
economy.
to train. No.
While they are also training their own personnel.
They can't train their personnel, but to train freight forwarders, since there's a body, the body should reach out and have a kind of working synergy with the Nigerian customs to be able to train them.
Yeah.
Coming to the issue of revenue, yes, Controller Shoba is doing so well. He's one of those silent achievers. He doesn't talk. He doesn't blow his trumpet.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Very, very silent.
But he's just doing what is right to do. So I congratulate him. I congratulate his team. I know they will do more as we progress. NAGAF petitions IGP over alleged extortion harassment by maritime police at Lagos ports. The 100% compliance team of the National Association of Government-Approved Freight Forwarders, NAGAF, has petitioned the Inspector General of Police, IGP, over alleged unlawful conduct, extortion, intimidation, harassment, and obstruction of trade by officers of the Maritime Police Command operating around Nigerian seaports. The petition dated August 14, 2026 and addressed to the Inspector General of Police at Force Headquarters, Abuja, specifically identified the Lagos Ports Complex, Apapa, Tinkan Island Port, and all the designated port locations, including bonded terminals, as areas where the alleged misconduct is taking place. In the petition, which was signed by Alhaji Ibrahim Tanko, National Coordinator of 100% Compliance Team, NAGAF described the situation as a growing impediment to trade facilitation and a factor contributing to the rising cost of doing business in Nigeria. According to the association, freight forwarding practitioners have over a sustained period reported and independently observed what is described as a pattern of misconduct involving maritime police personnel around the nation's seaports. The petition alleged that officers issue container blockage letters to shipping lines and terminals through the Nigerian Shippers Council, allegedly demanding payments before release orders are subsequently issued. It further listed alleged practices including extortion, described as demanding and receiving money or other documents from freight forwarders, drivers, and agents as a condition for the release or unhindered passage of cargo. We've been talking about this maritime police, and it appears that all the petitions, all the appeals fall on deaf ears. It appears as if the maritime police operates outside the mandate of the Nigerian police, that under the mandate of the IGP. I'm happy that NAGAF is taking it up now officially, and I hope that they sent a copy of this letter to the Nigerian Customs, because if the customs clear the goods, I don't understand why the maritime police will hold, because in the ports and the bonded terminals where examinations are conducted, the maritime police, they are there. So why would they now come outside and begin to hold the containers to ransom? It's a good one. I appeal to the Inspector General of Police to please look into this and find a lasting solution to it.
Yeah. The coordinator of the 100% NAGAF compliance team, Abraham Tanko, is the one man that I know that holds stubbornly to whatever idea or whatever thing he believes in. And if he wants to fight against, even last week when you were on holiday, you weren't here. We read out one of the statements he made about some of the associations going to collect revenue on the road at certain terminals. He is a fiery figure, even though he's very consistent and very, very tough and thorough when it comes to things like this. Each time we come here and we bring guests in here, one of the people they complain so much about, one of the agencies of government that they complain so much about, is the maritime police. And they seem to have become so thick-skinned that they are unaffected by the complaints and by the image that the trading public and the general public have about them. Not just the maritime police, but the orthodox police, the entire gamut of the Nigerian police force. I wouldn't know why an entity such as that, although we know the history of the Nigerian police, that there were people who were put in place, an entity put in place to show the so-called natives shege in those days by the colonialists, to bring down any kind of aggression against them.
Are you trying to say that we should remove the force from the police? Maybe that would something.
They've tried that before. They've used Nigerian police service before. It still did not work. I think it's a mindset. They have held on to that. And I learned that Nigerian police is also one of those agencies of government that has been, over the years, I wouldn't say well remunerated or well equipped and everything, but they've had such a long history that they should have learned from it. I think apart from the customs, they are one of the oldest agencies in the country, one of the oldest government institutions within the country. And over that period, the people that they started with, a lot of them have left them behind in terms of having this bad image and then trying to regenerate or renew itself.
Okay, in terms of modernization.
Yes, exactly. And that's the word. Well, in terms of doing things the modern way. After all, in other countries, there are countries where police wear body camera. We should also try it here in Nigeria. Body cam. They should wear body cameras. So, well, this is appealing to the Inspector General of Police and AIG in charge of the maritime police. Let them, their images, the image of your entity is at risk here. The public do not have, they don't think that you guys have the right reputation because of what your men do in the streets or on the road. Goods can be cleared just 100 meters away from where they are standing, and they stop the cargo.
And take it to their office.
And okay, what's most baffling is that from what we've been getting, once you have parted with some amount of money, some will say 100,000, some say 150, then that fault they found on your cargo disappears and your cargo is released. I mean, this extortion cannot continue.
NAGAF put it rightly. They said it's extortion.
It is. More powers to Shippers Council as Tinubu finally ascends 2026. So
finally,
they've gotten what they want.
All right.
Let's see from maybe from the next 2 months. Let's see some changes. Some people being held accountable for their misdeeds. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assented to the Nigerian Post Economic Regulatory Agency (MPERA) Bill 2026, paving the way for the establishment of a dedicated economic regulator for Nigeria's port sector. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council, Dr. Pius Akuta, disclosed this in his Facebook post. The assent of the MPERA by the President now paves the way for the establishment of a dedicated economic regulator for ports. In the post, Akuta was full of appreciation to the President for the assent. Nigerian Port Economic Regulatory Agency Act 2026. Thank you, Mr. President, for making it a reality. It will be recalled that the efforts to get the bill passed have been on for over 12 years. 12 years. Although details of the assent remain unclear, it is believed that the new law will now empower the NSE as a ports economic regulator. The MPERA framework will fully back the NSE with a lot of regulatory powers to bite as against the legal issues it has suffered in the past few years in the hands of multinational shipping lines and terminal operators. Promptly put. Now, I say congratulations to Dr. Pius Akuta Okeima, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council. Well, your dreams have come true. You have now been given the proper tool or the tools to do your work. Erring shipping companies and terminal operators should be brought to book. Bring down the books on them. We can't continue doing business the way it's been done in this country for the past how many years? No, God knows how many years now. You've been empowered now, and I hope you seize this opportunity to write your name in gold, by taking the proper steps and making sure that things that should be done by all players in the field are done, and those things that they shouldn't do should not be done. Those things that are that we will call things that form economic sabotage should be dealt with. So congratulations once again, Dr. Pius Okeima.
Well, for me, it goes beyond the congratulations. For me, it's now about time to do the work.
Exactly.
We've gone past the time of how do I put it? We've gone past the time of talk. Oh, we don't have the power to do this. We don't have the enabling law to do this. We can't penalize people. So I think it's time. We want to be receiving calls from Nigerians to say, "Oh, today we had an issue and the Shippers Council stepped in." Want to receive calls to say, "Oh, the Shippers Council has forced and mandated shipping lines to clear their empty containers out of the ports." Want to see sanctions. Want to see a bubbling Shippers Council. So we're hoping that now that the bill has been signed, we won't be hearing excuses anymore, and that Nigerians will be treated fairly according to the law. Customs anti-corruption reforms yielding results, Mayweather says as officer wins national award. The Nigerian Customs Service has reaffirmed its commitment to strengthening integrity, transparency, and accountability through sustained institutional reforms, saying measures introduced by its current leadership are helping to curb corruption and encourage ethical conduct among officers. The National Public Relations Officer of the Nigerian Customs Service, Deputy Controller of Customs Abdullahi Mayweather, disclosed this on Thursday, August 13, 2026, at the Nikon Luxury Hotel Abuja, on the sidelines of the 4th Economic Confidential Lecture and the 6th National Spokespersons Awards. Speaking at the event, themed Anti-Corruption Reforms, Economic Stability, and Effective Communication, Mayweather said integrity remained a fundamental pillar of the World Customs Organization, adding that the Nigerian Customs Service had aligned its operations with global best practices through integrity, perception, surveys, continuous reforms, and stronger collaboration with anti-corruption agencies. The World Customs Organization is very intentional about the integrity of customs officers worldwide. Nigerian Customs has conducted integrity perception surveys involving both internal and external stakeholders. And the feedback from these exercises has continued to shape our reforms, our modernization projects, and even our collaboration with other government agencies. Yes, we can't say anything less than this. Everybody is seeing the reforms going on within the Nigerian customs, and we're, apart from seeing the effect of the reforms, we're also seeing it trickle down on their revenue drive, and also on their ability to protect the health of the Nigerian people. Yeah. So yes, a lot is going on within the Nigerian customs. And like we've always said here, if the Nigerian customs can come out from being the underdog to where they are today, why are other agencies not
being seen them as just people who go to catch people carrying rice and, evolving into this modern entity that we are now talking about?
It's a clarion call for other agencies to begin to think out of the box and see how they can not only improve on their core assignment, but on the environment that they live in, so that they can also continue to add more value. So yes, the Nigerian custom is doing very well, and we say kudos to them.
Yeah, you just said something that, of course, I had to add something there. Apart from the fact that they are trying to carry out their core responsibilities, professionally and efficiently, of course, we know that there's also something called the custom cares, which they have been using as a tool for corporate social responsibility, responding to the needs of the people within and around their immediate environment, building schools, building sports centers, renovating dilapidated structures within around them, and all those stuff. It's the way to go. When you take from the community, you should put something back in there. A lot of that is happening with the customs these days, and we keep giving them kudos. We cannot talk enough about what they are doing, because they seem to be, like I keep saying, one agency of government in the Nigerian nation that is, holding the standard a bit high. We know they are not perfect. Of course, there's no perfect human beings anywhere, but we know that also in terms of performance, some do better than the others, and the Nigerian Customs Service are doing quite well, acquitting themselves quite well. Aflon hails Tinubu over Emperor Act, demands port sanitation and reforms. The African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics of Nigeria, AFLON, has commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for assenting to the Nigerian Ports Economic Regulatory Agency Emperor Act 2026. Describing the legislation as a historic opportunity to sanitize Nigeria's port system and improve its competitiveness. The association also congratulated the Nigerian Shippers Council (NSC) under the leadership of the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer Dr. Pius Akuta and its management for the milestone. Aflon said the presidential assent provides statutory backing for Nigeria's port economic regulatory framework and represents a significant step in the long-running effort to establish a stronger and more effective regulatory system for the country's ports. With the Emperor Act now in place, the Nigerian Shippers Council must move decisively from regulatory responsibility to effective regulatory enforcement. Aptly put by the AFLON, led by Otumba Frank Ugunojemite. I think it's there's nothing really much to add here. It's a nice one. It's something that those of us who cover the maritime sector of the Nigerian economy have been urging the government to do. Empower these people. You can't give them authority without the power to act, and they have been empowered now with the signing of this Emperor Bill. Let's wait for the Executive Secretary and Chief Executive Officer of the Shippers Council, Dr. Pius Akuta, to hit the ground running, and then let's see how things pan out.
But the funny thing, 12 years down the line, it's not been easy.
It's not.
They've received a lot of bashing.
A whole lot of it.
So I believe now that Mr. President wants them to enjoy, so that the bashing will end. NIWA, Parts move to clean up Lagos waterways. The National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, in partnership with PATH, has concluded plans to launch an initiative aimed at cleaning up the country's inland waterways. The initiative was developed by NIWA's immediate past managing director, Asiwaju Bola Oyibamiji, and designed as a comprehensive environmental reform program. The project will focus on identifying sources of pollution and indiscriminate disposal of waste within the inland waterways ecosystem, as it will deploy a structured system for the removal of wastewater and its conversion into economic value. This is expected to promote environmental sustainability while creating employment opportunities for communities living along the waterways. Beyond improving navigability by eliminating debris and pollution-related obstructions, the nationwide initiative is also expected to enhance the conservation of aquatic biodiversity, some of which remains largely undocumented. It will also contribute significantly to the growth of Nigeria's fisheries economy. The Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, has consistently emphasized the need to strategically harness the vast potential of Nigeria's inland waterways beyond transportation. He has positioned them as key drivers of economic diversification under the Blue Economy Framework. The official unveiling underscores NIWA's commitment to innovation and sustainable development. Well, this is something we should all applaud, but I'm not too quick at applauding certain things because there's so many things on paper that we do not see materialize. But I hope that this will materialize because it will give us, it will help to find maybe to a large extent 80 to 90% solution to, weeds taking over our waterways and to debris and all of that. So it's a good one. We hope that the minister would ensure that due diligence is followed.
Yes. Well, you know what? We have been so bashed psychologically and economically and in every consideration in this country that a lot of us have become sort of cynical when we hear about programs from the government, because it now seems that the people have trust issues when you talk about things that the governments are doing or saying or doing. But I want to see, let's give them a chance and see, because it's a private partnership, a public partnership initiative. The National Inland Waterways Authority partnering with PATH, which is a private concern, to clean up the waterways. And cleaning up the waterways, there are wide areas of so many things to take away from the waterways. Is it the wrecks? Is it the abandoned, yeah. Is it the water hyacinth? Is it the refuse that's being dumped into the waterways? A whole lot. And mind you, our waterways, over 10,000 square kilometers of 10,000 kilometers of rivers that we have within the country, don't just serve as a means of providing water or means of transportation. They are means of generating food, fish, shrimps, all manner of
seafood,
fauna and flora found within the system that we can use as food and drugs. So we have to continue to work towards sustaining those areas that sustain our lives. And then the partnership between the Nigerian Inland Waterways Authority and PATH is commendable. Like you said, let's hope that it works and works well. Well, moving on. Anti-smuggling. Semi-area command intercepts cartridges of explosive, sacks of expired noodles, parcels of cannabis, amongst others. This one I told you, I was also there when this was done. The Nigerian Customs Service Semi-Area Command has intercepted 1,306 sacks of expired and waste noodles, each weighing 50 kilograms, and 3,300 cartridges of explosive materials being illegally conveyed through the border control. Customs Area Controller of the Command, Controller Abdullahi Shaibu Keila, disclosed this worrisome seizure on Tuesday, 11th August 2026, while speaking to journalists, sister agencies, and stakeholders during a press briefing at the Seme Command. Comptroller Keila emphasized that the gathering was not merely to display seizures, but to tell the story behind them, stating that every interception made by the command represents a deliberate choice between patriotism and greed, between lawful trade and criminality, between protecting Nigerians and allowing dangerous goods to infiltrate our borders. According to the CAC, the intercepted truck of the expired noodles was deceptively declared to be carrying food items, but acting on intelligence and sustained surveillance, officers subjected its consignment to thorough examination and uncovered what it contains. What was discovered was deeply disturbing because many of the products had already deteriorated and were visibly decomposing. Intelligence further revealed that the intention was to repackage, relabel, and reintroduce these products into Nigerian markets for unsuspecting consumers. Had this shipment succeeded, countless families would have been exposed to serious health hazards ranging from food poisoning and gastrointestinal diseases to other life-threatening medical complications. Yes, I was at this press briefing, and what I saw and what I came to learn on that day, on Tuesday, it's it calls for a sober reflection on ourselves as a people. Actually, yes, this thing was put in this long trailer, packaged in a 50-kilogram bags. Visibly, these things are decomposing. They asked the person that was conveying it, what is this? When, of course, through intelligence, of course, they work with the sister agencies, the NAFDAC, the NDLA, and the rest of them. Now they are carrying food items. What is the food items? It was being evasive. Pressing, further. Say, okay, he has a farm. He wants to use this as a feed for animal. Where is your farm? No answer. Where are the animals you want to? Can you take us to where the animals I want to use this to feed? It was not forthcoming with any kind of information regarding the farm that he wanted to use it for. Of course, he wanted to go and repackage this and sell to Nigerians. And these are decomposing, adulterated, expired noodles that he wants to sell to people. And from that day, I learned that this is not just what they do. They don't just do it for noodles. They do it for milk. They do it for sugar. They do it for all manner of food items that we measure, that people go to the market and buy in measures. Not the properly packaged one. Those ones that you see that are measured in buckets with cups. A lot of them are expired products. And this goes to affect public health a whole lot. And at this same press briefing, of course, they seized explosive items. I don't know what Nigerians are thinking these days, where they bring in all manner of things. Things that I've never seen before, I don't know exist. You see them when you go to these press briefings, you see a whole lot of them. The things that people are going out there spending millions of naira on to bring in and do illegal kind of business. Things that will hurt their own people. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand it.
Well, the thing is, in as much as we try to blame the government for not giving us a sense of purpose, for not giving us a sense of direction, we also have to blame the people for not caring for themselves, for not caring for one another. This is where it pains me the most.
Yeah.
Because the people, everybody will say, "Oh, government is not providing this. Government is not providing that."
The government is taken from the people,
but,
from among the population.
But the thing is, we, the people, what are we doing for ourselves? How are we protecting one another? How are we caring for one another? So the issue is, it's a very painful one. very, very painful that the way Nigeria is, with all the suffering and pain going on, people still have money to import items that are inimical to human consumption. Items that, when the people consume it, you're going to create problems in terms of kidney failure, in terms of liver disease, and all of that. So I keep asking, these guys who bring this thing in, don't they have families? Don't they have conscience? Don't they have feelings? You see, this whole system of wanting to be rich overnight is a big problem.
Yeah.
And, it's something that we need to curb. And that's why I keep asking government, please, in all you do, bring our public schools back.
Good. Aside from these things, these items that were listed here, they were also tramadol with threshold far higher than the recommended. That's the potency of the drugs that's recommended within the Nigeria to circulate within the Nigerian public health system. I think the threshold here is about 50 to 100 milligrams, but you have tramadols there that are as high as 220 milligrams being smuggled in, of course, to go and sell to Nigerians for use. You have, of course, a lot of cannabis sativa and cannabis indica were also seized on the day, and a whole lot of other things that were seized on that day. Like I said, I saw a lot that day, and it was, to me, it was a somber kind of atmosphere at that particular press briefing.
I think it's 3 weeks ago, so both of us were at KLT when
they were parading the
seizure. Parading expired
a container of expired vape. Yeah,
40-feet container.
Yeah,
and then you ask yourself, what would happen to, say, if that thing gets to, say, 5,000 Nigerians?
Exactly.
So what will happen to them?
Health challenges, kidney, liver, all manner of internal problems.
So what will happen to them? Then, the people who bring these things in, they bring them with impunity.
Let's appeal to the conscience of the average Nigerian out there. Please, Nigerians, love your neighbor as yourself in the way you conduct your businesses and your affairs. Stop bringing these harmful things into this country. I'm so worried, my man, because I also, just like most Nigerians, I have very young children out there. Yeah.
Really?
So
I didn't believe you said this.
I'm worried.
I didn't believe you'd be worried because
why? No, because I do not support your firing squad.
Yes,
I'm not for firing squad or hanging people for one reason or the other. The only way I can support that is that maybe when you murder somebody in cold blood, the person should go for it. But not. What I'm saying is, let the rules, let the laws be implemented. Let them be operational. And this thing about giving soft landing to people, I am not for it. When somebody does something wrong, bring down the book on the person. Let the law take its course.
Well, Dele, I wouldn't say more than that. I've said my own. I've said what I think is a solution, and I hope we will, look at it. We're still on VOP 90.3 FM, and it's the Maritime
and Border Show.
In today's fast-paced world, the movement of goods drives the movement of business. At AZ Logistics, we go beyond transportation. We deliver trust, efficiency, and reliability. We connect businesses across borders, whether by land, sea, or air. Our network ensures your cargo arrives on time. At AZ Logistics, be rest assured that we are your reliable supply chain partners, providing quality services with cutting-edge technology by a dedicated team of experts. Join us today for services such as shipping and logistics, customs clearance, air and sea freight services, import and export, door-to-door services, offshore logistics services, break bulk cargo clearing, delivery of consignment, import and export documentation. Our office is at 16 Amore Street, off Toyin Street, Ikeja, Lagos. Or call 080-238-77441 or 070-324-62672. AZ Logistics, moving your world, powering your success.
All right. Dilly, we're gonna. You said you want to do freestyle, but I'm gonna put you on the spot. You know how we do it. You know how we roll it.
Of course.
You know.
I also put you on the spot.
All right. So, I think we have. Do we have messages? Let's start from there. If we don't, we go straight to.
I think it's a political.
Yeah, everybody's talking about politics. Everybody's talking about politics. Yeah, but it's good. Maybe. Let me even start. Let's talk a little bit of politics. How do you see, or how did you see, or how did you perceive the election that happened in Osun State?
Well, I'll just say that the people have made their intentions known. They've spoken loudly with their votes about what they want, and they've made their choice. It's a good one, and for the people at the center not imposing a candidate on the people of Osun State, I think I want to commend them.
When you say imposing, I mean, if you consider the number of governors that left their state to Osun State.
Yeah.
Why? And all the threat that happened.
Yes, that's why I
don't think
those are just. It's like trying to cause panic within the ranks of the Accord Party.
Yeah, but for me, it's not. I think it is more like the people have spoken.
The people stood their ground and they made their choice, and they dared anybody who wants to come and do something.
I'm sure you saw the video of some guys from Edo State who said that they are there to smoke out.
Yes.
So now I'm wondering.
Our brothers from that's our brother from Edo State. Yeah. I think that guy should. I think the police needs to invite him to answer certain questions.
Exactly.
Because that cannot be taken. That brazen act of going out and he was doing it and making a video of himself.
And there were policemen there.
And there were police vehicles around.
Not police vehicle, policemen.
That is extremely brazen. When I saw that video, I think it was one of a very popular journalists that posted that on the.
Yeah.
When I saw that thing, I shrank a bit with fear. That wow, I was in my mind. I was seeing a whole lot of violence.
It was like a hostile takeover.
It was going to be a hostile takeover. That was what I was seeing. But for the people to stand their ground and say, no, this is what we want, I think then we are beginning to learn. As Nigerians, we are beginning to learn. I hope.
But did you also notice during the elections that there were so many people carrying cash around and,
It has. I used the word brazen. They have become so brazen. You saw the senator who came out to be threatening people, that he was even saying that they should go and kill people.
Yeah, I think the impunity with which our political leaders.
I think that was the major thing that pissed off the populace, yes, the voting people in Osun State.
Yes.
The level of violence that the political class was ready to do against the people of Osun State, the amount of intimidation by the ruling party at the center, by the governors coming in, and your governor coming in to say a lot of things about.
Who's your governor?
Your governor, Imo State governor.
That one.
And of course, the governor across my state.
Uzodinma will not face the problems of Imo State, and he's busy jumping and getting into.
So it's the Osun State, Osun people. I commend your fighting spirit. I commend your ruggedness. I commend your choice.
Before you finish with all the commendation, let me ask you this question. And it's going to be a very direct question. If the election had gone the other way, do you think there would have been peace in Osun State?
With the level of intimidation, with the level of movement of logistics from the center to Osun State, I don't think there would have been peace there.
It would have been something else.
It would have been blood. I said, when I saw that video, in my mind's eye,
I was like,
there's going to be
for
a whole lot of bloodshed.
You to make a video saying you want to smoke out
a sitting governor.
It's a height of insult. It's a height of impunity.
Oh my goodness. It was a slap on the face of the people of Osun State, and they slapped him back.
And you remember before then, the what do you call him? Sunday Igboho has also said his own. He said something that, nobody should come to campaign in the Southwest.
Yeah.
And then the Olowo of Iwo, came and said his own. And I'm asking, why are we turning this country upside down because of politics? Leadership is supposed to be service to the people, but it appears leadership in Nigeria has become, serving the leaders, and the leaders turning the people into slaves.
I think the major problem is that the wrong set of people have taken over power. It's really a hostage takeover by the wrong set of people. And like Bob Marley said, Bob Marley sang a song and said, when criminals are in power and they make the kind of laws that they will make will be unjust to everybody, and that is exactly what is happening.
Now we're talking about this. We look at the Electoral Act again, the 2026 Electoral Act, and then I'm beginning to ask, why would our senators, why would the National Assembly remove or say that vote buying is not a crime? Why would they do such? On one hand, why would also they feel that certificate forgery is not a crime?
They are legalizing illegality.
So if you do that, how do you? How do you not encourage the younger generation of Nigerians to imbibe education?
But you know that a lot of them are certificate forgers now, so they need to legalize their illegalities. We know, me and you, if I live here now, if I leave this studio, I'm going to meet one of my mates in the secondary school that I left so many decades ago. So I know a lot of them to their father's houses. They know me to where I live, and if you, Francis, come to accuse me of not having a certificate or forging certificate, I will have at least 30 or 40 persons that will come out to say, no, we know this guy right from when he was a small boy, terrorizing us if we did not choose him to play football with us. So that we're all together in a class. So what am I saying? These people, a whole lot of them know what they did to get to where they are, and they want to find a way of cleaning up their record by legitimizing those things that were illegitimate.
All right. So now let's look at Apapa.
Yes.
A lot of calls have been made, a lot of meetings have been held, but it appears that there's no solution in sight. Now that the president has signed the NEPRA bill into law, do you think that the Nigerian Shippers Council would now be able to say, look, MSC or whichever shipping line, find a way of removing and clearing your containers? And if they do that, do you think the punitive measure will be able to push these shipping lines to do the right thing?
Yeah. First and foremost, once again, I need to commend the way I use the word now, the bravery or the astuteness or the courage of those concerned to make sure that the Emperor Bill 2026 has been signed. It was debated and approved, and the president has signed into law. I commend everybody that took part in doing that, because we keep saying the marine and blue economy is alone, the resources therein can sustain this country, not to talk about other sectors of the Nigerian economy. And you can't have such a very viable, such huge resources in place, and you have an agency of government that's supposed to be the economic regulator, the driver that should show the direction on which everybody should move in order for us to realize the potentials within the sector, not being empowered. Now, the driver has been empowered. The Nigerian Shippers Council has been empowered. In most of our programs here, when we started, we came down on the Shippers Council for not acting, and of course, we were educated about the reasons why they are not. Their hands have been tied over time because they didn't have the power to.
They were blindfolded.
No. Their hands were, as in, they were not empowered.
They were blindfolded now.
So okay, we can use that terminology. They were blindfolded. Their hands were tied. They were not. They were like ineffective. But now they have this. I think one or two things are going to happen.
Okay.
One of two things to me, or one of three things. They are going to hit the ground running and take the bull by the horn and start acting with the muzzle that they've been provided, and a lot of stakeholders are going to run helter-skelter. Now, either running helter-skelter or whipped into line. Some may decide that no, they don't want to deal in this kind of environment again, where the bulldog has been really empowered with a very big ferocious teeth, and they will now bite. You may say, okay, we want to play by the rule, or we are not playing here again. Then, or again, some of the players who have been used to doing things their own way and getting away with it, they get emboldened and start fighting back. So they will choose to go to court and say, no, these people shouldn't be empowered to regulate us, or they should be empowered to regulate us, but not taking the action they are taking.
Well, I don't think anybody in his right mind would actually do that, because everybody has been
clamoring for
there's been one complaint about the Nigerian Shippers Council, and that complaint is their inability to act. And now that they have been given the power to act, I don't think anybody who goes to court to say they shouldn't be given that power means that the person from
it's
outset...
anti-Nigerian.
No, not anti-Nigerian. Was pretending, was taking advantage of the opening, the loopholes.
The weaknesses within the system.
They were taking advantage of it, and and they were hoping that
it
will continue. So, but there's going to be a very big challenge for the Shippers Council, because they now have to find a way to build a synergy with the Nigerian Ports Authority. They have always been
interagency rivalry. Of course, and that's actually what has stalled this over a period of time. The Nigerian Ports Authority is also a regulator within the system, but theirs is not. Theirs is specific in certain area, but the major regulator within the system has been the Nigerian Shippers Council. They are the economic regulator within the system. Of course, we also have NIMASA, the National Nigerian Maritime Safety and Administration and Safety Agency. But talking about the Shippers Council, I think I'm hoping that they hit the ground running and start acting, so that one, we have so much on the ground, so many things that are wrong happening within the port system. The shipping companies that have refused to take their empty containers, they have to.
They're actually the ones causing most of the menace.
Yes, they have to force them to take their empty containers. It's theirs. The rule says once you take a container, you take goods from one source to the destination, you should take the container back to the source, back to the owner. They are now allowing Nigeria to become a place where they abandon empty containers.
And not only that do they abandon it. They're supposed to, if they can't take them, they're supposed to have external holding bays where those empties are kept, and then they will not take their time to move them. So I think the Shippers Council must insist
that they have their holding bays.
Yes.
But when these ports were concessioned in 2006, it was part of what the rule says. We were told. Anyway, up to today, I've not actually seen the concession agreement. Have you read the concession agreement?
I haven't seen it.
Okay. But we are told that that's part of the concessioning agreement. And so the Nigerian Shippers Council has to go back and take a look at that concessioning agreement. It's between the Nigerian Ports Authority and the shipping companies and the terminal operators. Take a look at it. Find out where the loopholes are, or where the people are not playing by the rule, and ensure that they start playing by the rule, because we can't have efficiency with the kind of thing going on in the port. Every time you evacuate port containers bearing goods from the port to the destination, them taking the empty containers becomes a problem. I was told that some of those containers you see at the Tinkan and some of those port areas and some of they have been there for as much as 4, 5, 6 years, not being evacuated. And it's unacceptable.
And some trucks have been on that axis for months with these containers on top of them.
With serving as holding bay for containers.
It is ridiculous. This is something you cannot do.
That's economic sabotage.
They cannot do in their own country.
That truck.
Not only that, but these are things they cannot do in their own home countries.
How can you hold somebody's truck? I mean, you give somebody a job, and his truck is holding the container for weeks, days. That is why prices cannot come down in this country, because the operational cost becomes so high that the man now, each time he gets a business, he will factor in all this, and the job he would have done for 1 week, you factor into the cost into one job.
So Nigerian Shippers Council, I mean, the ball is now in your court. We expect to hear a lot going on within your system. We expect to hear that things are moving better. We expect to hear that proper regulation is being carried out. Now, Dilly, you're shifting grounds to my base. You're gradually joining my party.
No, which is your party? Your party of people should be shot when they carry drugs.
I said you're gradually shifting base. And let me say this, Dilly. We laugh about it, we joke about it, but the truth be told, the economic sabotage, the health sabotage cannot be quantified. So, jokes apart, how do we, the Nigerian people, because let's even leave the government now, how do we, the Nigerian people, put our heads together to curb this menace?
That's a drug. Is it the drug importation?
Drugs, expired medicaments, guns, everything. How do we? It's we the people. Let's even forget. Let's take up that slang from the constitution that says we the people. So now, how do we the people begin to see how we can find a solution before we allow the government to come in?
Yeah, I think it's a moral question. Do we as a people know the difference between right and wrong? If we do, are we ready to do the right and let go of the wrong?
Hold your breath. It's time to open our phone lines. Tilly is on the spot today. It's time for us to open our phone lines so that you can as well call in, send your WhatsApp messages. Our lines are 0700 903 903 903.
You can also call or WhatsApp us on 0817 175 6338
or 0803 692 9933. Once more, 0700 903 903 903
and 0817 175 6338.
0803 692 9933. The lines are open. Send your messages. Call in. I mean, it's no hold bars. We're just here. We want to be able to find solution. I think we have our first caller.
Yeah, first caller is coming.
Hello. Oh. Hello.
Richilaka, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, Mr. Dili Utomi, Abi?
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Good afternoon, my brother.
Good
my name is
afternoon,
Robert from, I'm calling from Lagos here, though I'm from Delta. So you are my brother.
Bros, hello, bros.
I do find my brother. God bless you, sir.
God bless you.
The issue you discuss about the congestion of the portals concern the container that some shipping lines are not taking away. I'd want to ask, sir, the NPA, that is I think they act as monitoring agency, the portals repair. What is their job, sir? Why are they not putting pressure on those shipping companies to evacuate those containers from the ports?
I think it's mainly the job of the Nigerian Shippers Council that they should enforce the law, the economic law. Yeah. The NPA, they are the landlord. They have a concession, the part of those places where those things are packed to the shipping companies and terminal operators. But it's the Shippers Council that should enforce the law here.
Okay, but because this issue you people are discussing, it looks surprising to me. The thing is that if a ship brings a container, after it has been offloaded, they're supposed to return it back to where something comes from.
That's exactly
there is negligence in the part of the Shippers Council. Sir, the election you talk about in Tuesday, there's no way we discuss this issue without putting politics inside. You see, the wish of the people has prevailed, and by the grace of God, the 2027 it will also prevail.
Amen.
You understand, sir?
Amen.
The APC people, they have the military on their side, they have the police, they have money. We saw many videos. So if you go to S now, you will see videos where they share 50,000. It was some share rice. I saw a pastor that was cursing that woman that was sharing rice on social media. How can you share 2 Congo of rice to somebody that will sell his rice for 4 years to suffer for another 4 years? Don't you have a conscience? But at the end of the day, one man that stands with God, is above all the majority. Akpabio was there. All the people, big men were there. But Adeleke defeated them. And Oga, let me conclude here. Look at the president of our country. In Lagos State here, he lost. Lagos State, he lost in 2020. He's in some town in Osun State that is he also lost his party lost there again. So where is the structure that we are talking about? Where is the structure? So to me, the power belongs to the people. Power belongs to the people. Thank you very much.
In a correct democratic sector.
Thank you so much. Yes, power belongs to the people, and that's why we keep advocating to the people. Don't sell your votes. Exercise your rights. Don't sell your votes.
Yeah.
You need to be able to shun those, artificial, money, rise, whatever. Stand your grounds. Vote your conscience. Who you want to lead you, so that you can hold that person accountable at the end of the day. All right, I think I have another caller.
Yeah, there's a call coming in.
Oh, we lost that call there. Please do call us back. All right, so
we're talking about evacuation of empty or rather decongesting the port. Another call is coming in.
Hello, good afternoon. I lost it. All right, so we just keep our fingers crossed. And all right, so wait, I'm talking about this import of hard drugs, guns, expired medicaments, and all of that. How do we go about it?
Yes, I was suggesting that I think it's more of a moral issue than economic. You see, as a people, we should know the difference between right and wrong, do the right thing, and let go of the wrong thing. That's what I was trying to say before. We know that.
All right, Tilly, hold on 1 second. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello?
Yes, good
Hello.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Please. Good afternoon.
Afternoon, sir.
I'm Tilly.
Good afternoon. Who's on the line, please?
Good afternoon.
What's your name?
Calling from Eba.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I would say congratulations to Jackson, Demola, Adeleke. And congratulations to Davido and congratulations to Donald Trump. It is that tweet Davido made to Trump that brought peace to us. It was that tweet that brought that peace. If not for that tweet, they have muzzled them out. They have defeated, muzzled them. They were even posting. That was why that senator was shouting with every confidence that they should kill every Accord member. It was just a narrow escape. If not for Davido, well, he tweeted to Trump, and Trump said that he will that he's interested, that he will come and intervene. So that is just it. Concerning this Shippers Council, you are talking of empty containers now going back empty. What of exporters? What of the products they carry back to the other different countries outside Nigeria? Hello?
Yeah, we're listening. Go on.
Like cashew nuts, some products, so many things like wood, so many things we export. What about that? I want you people to talk about exportation terminals. I want to know whether this Shipper Council, because they will do something concerning it so that exporters will be encouraged. Because at times you see exporters crying that their products used to spoil inside containers, and at times the time they gave to them to export their products, at that time the trailers will line up waiting. And waiting until they will be there for weeks or months. So what happens about those ones? I had them several times. At times they said that all those warehouses in Amu houses, that their products are inside that warehouse spoiling. So I want you just to buttress about this. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
We'll look into it.
Thank you. What's his name again? You see, it's the same thing we are talking about. Whether it's an empty container that should be evacuated from the ports, or part of taking back the empty container to the source. It's not just about taking the empty containers. It's about also exporting with those containers and that is the major point, the major argument these shipping companies do make, that they bring in 500 containers with goods.
Hello. Yes, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
We're very fine, sir. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Mike Igwe in Council.
Okay, Mike, good afternoon.
Thank you.
Where are you calling him from?
I'm calling you from Ijebu area of Lagos.
Okay.
Please, can you off your radio, please?
Okay, sorry about that.
It's not off. Okay.
Okay. It's my first time calling, but I've been a regular caller.
Oh, you're welcome.
I'm at home, yes. So it's very interesting. I am one of managers of the industry. So you've been there. I was one with by.
Speak up, please.
Hello?
Yeah, speak up.
Okay, so I was saying that we are part and parcel of the securities around
around Apapa
Okay.
earlier, but what I want to say today that is stopping me each time I pass through Coconut Bridge from Tinkan, going home every evening. The heavy trucks I see on that particular bridge, every time it touches me to the blood, to the bone, that the heaviness on this bridge, especially the one coming from the Tinkan, because that's where every evening when you pass there, you see even this big truck carrying caterpillar. Man, I cry. I say, how are these people going? Is it because nobody monitors them towards that evening hours, or because they are not there in daytime? They should, the authorities, MPA, other security agents, to make sure that they drive these people from this bridge every evening, because that load, someday soonest, that side of that bridge may collapse even without anybody knowing it. So that's just what I want to contribute now, and I want to encourage you people, and say also congratulations to our dancing governor, Adeleke.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you for your perception on these issues. I was trying to say that the shipping companies, they complain that they bring in maybe, let's say, for example, 500 TEUs of containers, and laden with goods and a whole lot of things inside them, and bring them in. But the exports out, probably they will have just about 200 TEUs of exports going out. We are just using this as an example. And we know that it costs the same amount for the ship to carry the container, either coming in or going back to wherever source there. But they will earn the money of putting goods inside. If there's any export to put inside the container, it's an additional income for the shipping companies, But in most cases, because we are more of a consuming nation and not a producing nation, they tend to sidestep that aspect of collecting the empty containers to take back to their the sources. That's where they brought them from, because they think that they will not be making enough money, thereby making Nigeria a dumping ground. And the man who just called in was talking about.
Hello, good afternoon. Please, can you switch off your radio?
All right, sir. I'm straight up.
Yeah.
Afternoon, sir.
Afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Godswill from it, sir.
All right, Godswill, please go ahead.
Please, what I want to say is that now, so that given the and these people power now, can they have the power and to expand the port to the other places, so they can conduce the Papa port. So that is what I'm asking, sir.
All right. Okay. The power.
I said, and if they have the power and to use the other port, like Papa Port Harcourt, Calabar, Warri.
All right. You see, the Nigerian Ports Authority, they are the landlords of all the ports in the country, at least most of them. With the exception of Lekki, which is it's owned by different concerns. The Lagos State government, federal government, and of course the private concerns own the Lekki port. Other ports in the country are owned by the Nigerian Ports Authority, and so yes, they have the power to modernize and develop other ports, and even some others are being proposed. But the activities that happen within the economic activities that happen within those ports and within the areas have been regulated by the Nigerian Shippers Council.
Just hold your breath. Oh, it's kind of. Yeah, I think people need to know the difference between the Nigerian Ports Authority
and
the Nigerian Shippers Council. The Nigerian Port Authority is the landlord.
They're just the landlord. They own the physical structure. But the things that happen within those ports are being regulated by other government agencies.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Hello, please. It's Ben from Iba calling back again.
Okay, Ben.
Please, you did mention of the custom man, Controller General, recording a huge success by collecting 300 and something billion in the month of July.
That's for Apapa alone, Apapa Command, Apapa Area Command.
Only Apapa now, I just want to tell you that is a bad success, not a good success, it's a bad success. You know, that's the reason why my television spoil, I can't buy it now. That's the reason why my fridge is spoiled, I can't buy it, because all the tax importers, they factor into the goods that are inside that container. People cannot afford anything again in this country. All this, that's the reason why governors are collecting more money. The man is helping Nigeria to go high. They share 2 trillion and they give it to governors, they convert it to dollars and they launder it out of Nigeria. What is the benefit? What am I benefiting from? That because tomorrow next time he will record his record again. He will be breaking his record. Next one he will break. They will collect 500 billion in the month of August. And how does it benefit me? He will give it to governors in the monthly allocation. We're doing fake sharing. And when they collect this money, they change it to dollars. And they were putting more pressure on dollars. Apart from the money they get them to join APC. So what is the essence of this? Is a very bad success, not a good success, so far as I'm concerned. So it should not be celebrated.
Okay, what's your name again, sir?
Ben from Ibadan.
Okay, Ben. Mr. Ben, let me answer your question. You see, the problem does not lie with the Nigerian Customs Service. The Nigerian Customs Service are mandated. They are just an agency of the government. The federal government, they make the laws for their agencies to operate. And they give them the mandates. Like the Nigerian Customs Service have their mandate, 3 major mandates that they operate on. And so the law for them to operate is made by of course, they borrowed from the Constitution, and then the Custom Act empowers them to do certain things. They are not the ones that made the law for themselves, and they are not the ones that give targets to themselves. They are not the ones that approve the tariffs and the rates to collect by themselves. They are just carrying it out. That's what you should understand. They are carrying it out. And when these laws have been made by the houses of assemblies or the Senate, it's just their duty to carry it out, to implement it. So they are doing their job, my friend.
We cannot blame
what the Nigerian people should do is to tell the people that make the laws to make the right laws that are good for the development of the individual persons and the collective persons in Nigeria.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from.
Good afternoon, sir.
Afternoon, sir.
Unlike what you say, I am Pastor Joseph anyway, from school level.
Okay, Pastor, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So on jobs like this target we are talking about that is being given to the custom, does it mean when you get above that target, the remaining one goes into their purse?
No, usually when they give them target and they beat it, they increase the target. that's the funny aspect of it. Hello?
Well, I think people need to understand. Even in corporate,
people need to be educated about
even
a whole
in
lot of
corporate
things.
organizations. Usually, let's take for banks for instance. The marketers are given a target, and they must do everything within their powers to meet that target.
Yeah.
If they go shoot above their target, it's a plus. Everybody wants to make more money. So it's not that the Nigerian Customs wakes up and say, "Oh, this is our target." No, it is the government that they are agency of government. So it is the government that says, working in close relationship, the executive arm, working in close relationship with the National Assembly, that says, this is the target we're setting for you for this year. And I think the target for this year is about 11 trillion or so. 11 point something trillion, I don't know. So it's not them that are setting the target. They are just carrying out instructions given to them. So let's go back to this issue of drugs. Dilly. The menace of this thing is getting closer home. You just find out that I think the other day, we talked about it, was it last week or so, when they seized some drugs that were when they seized some drugs that were put in sweets. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, the CGC.
Yeah.
Hello, good afternoon. Who's on the line, please?
Yeah, this is Chicks from Makonwanjo.
Okay,
good afternoon, Chicks.
Please, Chilaka, thank you very much, and moderator, I so much appreciate your listening. But I just want to.
My name is Dilly. You call me.
What? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. There's something I want to point out. There's a kind of a disconnect between the question Ben from Eba asks. Ben is not concerned about whether the customer the one putting their target. The issue is that it's the government and the legislators and the government and the executive. They are the one increasing their target to make more money. What Ben is now saying is that why are they increasing their target? Knowing full well that increasing that target affects the lifestyle of Nigerians. It affects them so much. They shouldn't be increasing it, getting more money, sharing it to the government, to the state and the governors and the local government, while the masses are suffering. You can't buy television, you can't buy electric iron. That is what Ben is saying. It's not about the custom. The custom has their own is just what they ask them to do is what they do. They receive their salary. So the government should stop the idea of increasing target for them. Because to bring in one container now, if it is 5 million before, now you spend almost 20 million. So what do you expect the importer to do than to increase the goods inside that container? So where is it going to end up? In my hand and your hand. So how do you buy them? People are suffering. Please, that's what Ben is trying to say.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Actually, even the operators within the industry, that's stakeholders, have always advocated that the government stop giving the customs targets. Of course, I personally am for that. You shouldn't be giving the Nigerian Customs Service targets because it drives up costs.
Yeah, but you know the irony of this target too is that when the government gives customs targets, the customs now distribute this target across its
the commander units.
And that is why, if you remember, we talked about Transaya, and I'll come back to that. Hello, good afternoon. Please, can you switch off your radio? Good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from? Hello, sir.
Hello, Prince Parker.
Hello, sir.
Yeah. My name is Morgan Anozie. I'm calling from Afromedia.
You're welcome, sir. Go ahead, sir.
Ojo, local government.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, please, I want to ask if government agencies like customs meet up with their target. Let's say target was set for a year or a quarter, and if they meet up, what is the next step? Would they ask to? Would there be additional money for the target as they have met up, or what happened next? Because the whole thing boils out to we, the consumers, at the end of it. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
All right, thank you. Quick one, let me just answer this. What happens when you set a target for somebody and the person exceeds the target? It's a plus. It doesn't change anything. It's just a plus. So, but let's go straight to this issue. Okay, I think it was last week we talked about drugs now being made in the form of candies and being shipped into Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you ask yourself, what do people really have at the back of their mind when they do such things? Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Good afternoon, sir. Your guest there.
It's not my guest. I just made him an auxiliary guest. His name
we are co-hosts. My name is Dilly Utomi. I'm co-hosting with Francis.
Your name is what, sir?
Dilly.
Okay, sir. Okay, don't be annoyed, sir.
The name is Dilim. I'm known as Dilim.
Okay, sir. I'm sorry, sir. So I want to ask you a question, please. Under Jonathan, please, how much they used to kill a container? Because I discovered that time of Jonathan, the even bag of rice 8,000 naira, everything is cheap. Then I want to know again under Buhari, how much they used to kill one container, 20 feet or 40 feet. Then under Tinubu now, let me know how much they used to kill a container. Thank you, sir.
All right. The question you asked is not a question for Tilly and I to answer. We don't represent the Nigerian customs, neither do we represent the federal
stakeholders.
Government. All we're doing is to create awareness of the industry and the sector and to encourage ease of doing business. So now, Dilly, let's talk about this drug. What is the way forward?
I was talking about the moral imperative for people to know the difference between right and wrong, and then do the right thing and know that engaging in the possession of hard drugs is wrong. It affects individual and public health. It's morally wrong for you to bring in something that will harm the next person or the next group of people, or even your family members.
Hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from.
You are blessed. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday, sir.
God bless. When you are talking of maritime and so what and so on, the Nigerian...
Sir, you did not tell us your name and where you're calling him from.
Okay, I am calling from Okota, and my name is Machineke.
Okay.
What Nigerians are very, very eager to know. When you are talking like I was once a maritime worker. When I'm talking of maritime, I worked in the wharf. Things like this rice. If you are in a maritime store or in the, you see that rice was very, very cheap. But since APC took over, and we are hearing that to clear a container is 1.something million to 2 million naira. Where are we going from there? My people, please, if we are calling you and telling you our experience, don't be offended. Everybody is not a graduate. But what we are saying is, this is the land of my path, according to a musician. We will not run away. You people that have the mouth, like what is going on now at where the election. What Nigeria needs is peace. Please, all we need is peace. God bless you.
And bless you too. Thank you, sir.
My regards to everybody, but may there be peace. May I ask you this question? Who is winning in that Osho election?
The governor has won now. He has been returned as the winner.
Huh?
The governor of the state, Jackson Adeleke, has won.
Oh, praise God. Thank you, my people.
All right.
You're very much welcome.
So Dilly, as talking about this.
Yes, the moral imperative of people to know the right and wrong and do the right thing. So,
but if we base that on moral,
we should be well educated.
This morality we're talking about, are we saying that we have not talked so much about morality? People go to church, people go to mosque, people go to social gatherings. We talk about morality. What is it the fact that
my brother, there's a difference, a clear difference between going to church and mosque and
your radio, please.
Yeah, my name is Jonathan Yaba.
Off your radio, please.
Yeah, I've just done that.
Okay.
Now, following up from what Ben was asking.
Sorry, I can't take it off your radio. It's disturbing us. So, because when we keep saying this moral, where do we start?
My brother, a record says there's a record that shows that those countries that are more religious are even the ones that are having more poverty. We are second after Afghanistan.
Hello,
It's me calling back.
Okay.
Jonathan Yaba.
Okay.
Dilly. I don't know. Dilly, really?
Yeah.
It's really related to part of Tommy.
No, well, he's from Ibuza and from Ogwashuku.
Anyway, all I'm trying to say is that the issue of governance has to do with somebody going to the grassroots to know what I miss in the grassroots before you add up and make sure that at the peak that this is what this thing should be. Now, because by the time you start touching so many things, including this, including that, it will amount to people from the grassroots demanding for more inclusive. But if you can't do that, if you can't check before you do, then you might as well say that you are causing more problem than calling yourself somebody who is governing. Why do I say so? I say so because now you are saying, when you say you pay somebody 70,000, all these things are they are all joined together. They are joined together. You pay somebody 70,000, and the amount what you want to buy with 70,000 is high up there. You will demand for more money. How can you be saying that you are charging that container, this container? All you are interested in is how much money we gather from this container, how much money person was able to generate. And at the end of the day, that money amounts to nothing. Of what benefit is it to you? Now to structure things down and let people, when people are running to other clients, because the system there accommodates them and they're able to get money and then able to send home. Why can't our own be in the manner because we have surplus, but because of bad governance and the corruption and stealing on the highest order, all things are turning upside down for us. So, in fact, the government should come in squarely on this matter because they are the ones who give God some order. This is the target you have made. They are not calculating how much pain is it to the common man in the ground. They are not calculating all they are after is how much money they make. They call trillions and trillions, and eventually those trillions are put into private pockets. You say you are giving governors so amount.
All right, sir.
What do you give governor money for?
Thank you, sir.
You give governor more money. If you give somebody money, you must be able to say, that money I gave you, where you use it? But if you give governor money to come and join APC and the governor money.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
We are running out of time, sir. We are running out of time, sir. Can I read this message? Somebody is sending an information. It says, "Good afternoon, TP from Alagbado, under." It says, under the Jonathan government, 2010 to 2015, 20-foot container was 840,000 naira and 40-foot was 1.2 million naira. That's a clearing sum. Under Buhari from 2015 to 2023, early mid-period, he says fixed local charges in the hundreds of thousands of naira plus duties. And around 2020, 20-foot was 3.5 million to 4 million naira. 40-foot was 8 to 13 million naira. Now, under Tinubu, he says that that's 2023 to present. 20-foot costs 11 to 15 million naira, often 13 to 15 million naira to clear. Then 40-foot is 14 to 25 million naira, commonly 19 to 23 million naira or higher to clear. Now, this person must be a freight forwarder or licensed customs agent. So he's sure with his figures. One thing I also notice here is that even the figures, it ranges. Why does it range?
Well, it ranges.
For if you are playing an article here now, why does it range when you are bringing it in?
The thing is, every container has different thing inside of it. So it is actually
no. I think he's talk. Well, okay, let me accept your argument.
Yeah, it's based on what you're carrying inside your container.
Of course, I know that.
So once they do the examination, sometimes if you go and capture and they do the examination,
certain percentages are paid for certain goods, and
so
at variance with the others.
Yes. So as I was saying, when we talk about morality, it seems it gets into one side of our ear and goes out through the other side.
Yes, I was saying something about religion and See, there's a clear difference between being godly and going religious. To church. Going to church or mosque, being religious. A lot of us are just going to churches and mosques.
We're just religious.
We are just religious. We're not
Christians.
We are not Christians. We are not real Muslims. Yes. We are not being godly at all. Because a lot of people who do these things, they also mouth these things about being good and doing that and being a good Christian, being a good Muslim. Yet they go about bringing in things that hurt fellow Nigerians, fellow countrymen, fellow family members. I mean, it is said in a traditional African adage that you don't throw stones into the market because you don't know whether your relation is in that market. But Nigerians these days don't care. Those who live
in glass houses don't throw stones.
Nigerians these days don't care. They throw stones everywhere, not minding whether their son, their daughter, so long as they can make money out of it. It's crazy. So we need to redirect our minds towards doing the right thing. We can't continue with this like that. Any like they say in the street parlance, any die na die, which means money na money anyway.
Money na water.
It is crazy. It's not something that can sustain us. It's a self-defeating kind of mentality.
So, in other words, what is also driving this is the fact that a lot of people now see get rich syndrome. Everybody wants to be rich overnight. And the social media is not helping because people bring in their fake lives to social media.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to copy the fake life. I think this person is trying to call. It's going to be our last caller if he can get through. Yeah. We'll give him 1 minute. So now, if you look at it, like I keep telling people, if you're bringing in drugs, you're bringing in arms. You're not only killing your people, which is the Nigerian people, by allowing them to take hard drugs, by creating ill health for them, but then you're moving a step further by bringing arms. And hello, good afternoon. Your name and where you're calling from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Sunere. Good afternoon.
Your name, please.
Please, unlike what you're talking.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Rob. My name is Frank.
Okay.
About the drug of a thing you are talking about. There are some countries that were very wicked and bad more than Nigeria. But because of the law they set, those things dramatically dropped. You see, even these custom people we are talking about now concerning, there are some containers that will carry such fake drug and they will allow them because they have greased their palm. I believe that if this country should put severe punishment for anybody that brings such evil drugs into the country, by the time you try it 2 to 3 people, others will buckle up. You could see what Idiago and this man did when they were in power. When they said that anybody that carries drugs, the person will face death penalty. And they tried it with about 2 to 3 young men. Some other people that were into that business, they subpedal. So this is the problem, my brother. Thank you and God bless you, sir.
All right, thank you. God bless you too. Oh, well.
Can we pay the bill? Yeah.
Space world. The movement of goods drives the movement of business. At AZ Logistics, we go beyond transportation. We deliver trust, efficiency, and reliability. We connect businesses across borders, whether by land, sea, or air. Our network ensures your cargo arrives on time. At AZ Logistics, be rest assured that we are your reliable supply chain partners, providing quality services with cutting-edge technology by a dedicated team of experts. Join us today for services such as shipping and logistics, customs customs clearance, air and sea freight services, import and export, door-to-door services, offshore logistics services, break bulk cargo clearing, delivery of consignment, import and export documentation. Our office is at 16 Amore Street, off Toyin Street, Ikeja, Lagos. Or call 080-238-77441 or 070-324-62672. AZ Logistics, moving your world, powering your success.
All right, we're still on VOP 90.3 FM. It's still the Maritime and Border Show. So, Dilly, your final words.
Yeah, the final word, like I said before, Nigerians learn to think about the effect of your action. Let's be positive in our thoughts, in our words, in our action for the betterment of our society. Let's stop engaging in this illicit trade and drug importation of substances that are inimical to the development of the public health and that sabotage the economy. Let's be good in our thinking so that our nation will be better for it. Of course, you know that this program is open to sponsorship. You can call this number 0802-7590-195. Let me call it again, 0802-7590-195. My name is Daily Utomi, signing out.
All right, it's been a wonderful afternoon. We can't say much, but we're to say thank you to every one of you that is out there that has been listening to us. We say thank you, and be rest assured next week Sunday we'll be here to entertain, to educate, and to ensure that our maritime and border industries and sectors are working perfectly well. My name is Prince Chinaka. You can call me on 0812-111-8789 just to place your advert. Have a wonderful day. Thank you.